Welcome to Layer the Alchemist, where we discuss all things heavy metal and hard rock. On today's episode, my 10 favorite Rainbow songs. Rainbow is one of my favorite hard rock bands of all time. And I love all eras of the band. I love the Ronnie James Dio era. I love the Lynn Turner era. Graham Bonnet and Doogie White. I love it all. And as I've mentioned in other videos, Ritchie Blackmore is my favorite guitar player of all time. And Ronnie James Dio is my favorite singer of all time. So this was not an easy list to make. But here we go. We're going to start at number 10 and work all the way up to my number one favorite Rainbow song. Number 10, from the last Rainbow album, Stranger in Us All, the song Ariel. This album features Doogie White on vocals, and he sounds great on this. Super melodic line, catchy chorus. I love the riffing in this. I love when Ritchie plays these exotic kind of Middle Eastern sounding scales, and that's all over this. There's these nice acoustic arpeggiated guitar parts that come in. The end of the song is great, where Doogie sort of takes the chorus and he's just sort of going off and sort of singing these great melodic lines. So just a really cool song there from unfortunately, the last Rainbow album. All right, number 9, the opening track from Rising, Tarrant Woman. The keyboard solo at the beginning of this is just fantastic. It just sets the mood for the whole thing. Starts off real sort of subtle and just sort of moving around that single note line, and then it's so cool the way the guitar comes in. It sort of raises in volume, and then those big drum fills from Cozy Powell, one of my favorite hard rock drummers. Dio sounds amazing on this. I love the fantasy lyrics that Dio did all across all 3 of these albums. So a great song, great album opener to an amazing album. Fantastic guitar solo in it. Love it. Number 8, from the Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow, Temple of the King. This song has kind of more of a laid back sort of medieval, something Ritchie would go on what he's doing currently with Blackmore's Night, this sort of medieval renaissance-y kind of vibe to it. Dio almost in like a storytelling mode. That's the amazing thing about Ronnie. He could do those really intense type of epic singing, but then he could hold it back like this. I love the little acoustic guitar, like classical guitar type little flourishes underneath the vocals. So just a really, really cool song. Right, we are at number 7, the opening track from Straight Between the Eyes, Death Alley Driver. This is kind of the highway star of the Lynn Turner era. Sometimes Lynn Turner gets a bad rap as being sort of this like soft rock singer or something, but he could get intense when it was appropriate and when he needed to, and this is a good example of it. Great driving riff. I love in the guitar solo. This is one of my favorite things and they do this a lot in Rainbow, where Ritchie does a solo. He's playing like all these sweep arpeggios, all this fast stuff, and then he sort of starts playing this like classical line. I always love guitar players that mix the blues and classical, and Ritchie does that so well here. And he plays like that. Just absolutely great. You've got the shredding, you've got sort of the classical lines. Absolutely fantastic. And then another really cool thing that he would do on various Rainbow things, where the last verse of the song, it's like modulates. The last verse is different, like up higher than the previous verses. So that's just a super cool little songwriting thing that he used to do, the band used to do. Number 6, from the album Difficult to Cure, Spotlight Kid. This is a song that they would use to open up most of the time during the Lynn Turner era. Great opening riff from Ritchie. The lyrics are great. They love you, but you're in love with the spotlight. This is another one where Ritchie goes crazy for a while, and then there's like this classical guitar, classical music type lick that he starts playing, and it's doubled by Don Airey on the keyboard, which I just think is so cool when they sort of double things up like that. Cool song, which is just great driving beat to it. Number 5. From the Street of Dreams, from the Bent Out of Shape album, the song Street of Dreams. I love this record. This is such a great melodic rock song, so well written. And Ritchie, he can be bombastic and shred with the best of them, but he could also hold back and be really understated and really pick his spots. And this song is a great example of this. The lyrics of the song, the whole mood of the song sort of fits the lyrics, the dreamy type of theme to the whole thing. And Ritchie's playing is sort of sublime, and the way he sort of moves in and out, where he's subtle in the verses, and then it elevates. He gets a little more intense, and his guitar solo is just perfect. Nothing super technical or anything, but it just fits the song perfectly. And Lynn Turner has a great vocal delivery on this song. Just great, fantastic, really catchy song. I always love too in the chorus the way the keyboards are playing like these lines underneath it. Just great. All right, we are at number 4. And we have here from the Long Live Rock and Roll album, Kill the King. This is one that they would open up with during this era, and what a driving song. Killer riff. I love that guitar line, like at the beginning there, while they're hitting those big chords, and then when the whole thing kicks in and they all lock in, it just sounds so cool, man. Ronnie's lyrics are amazing. Danger! He's just so intense in it. Just an amazing, amazing song. This is another one, like I mentioned in a Death Alley Driver. The last verse of the song, it modulates up from the other verses, and Ronnie is singing this really high harmony that just really like elevates the whole thing. And the song just has such a great driving feel to it. Absolutely awesome. Love it. All right, I'm going to put this one aside because there's going to be another one from this record. And I forgot that there's another one from this album. I think you can guess what I'm going to pick from that one. All right, number 3 from the Rainbow Down to Earth album. This kind of gets a bad rap sometimes, I think. I love this record. Graham Bonett, one of my favorite singers. Everything Graham Bonett gets involved in, he sort of elevates the melodicism of it. He's got such a great, huge range to his voice, and he's got so much heft and power in his upper range. It's just incredible. So the song that I picked from here is Eyes of the World. Great song. Starts with this keyboard intro from Don Airey. Very ominous and creepy sounding keyboard intro, boom, 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 real dramatic. And then everything builds and sort of the riff kicks in. There's that spot in the middle of the song where everybody drops out and Ritchie is like going crazy, shredding away. And then when it comes back in, he's playing a slide guitar, which is an unoverlooked aspect of Ritchie's playing. His slide playing is just fantastic. Then there's these great keyboard parts in there playing like a piano, where it just makes it sound like he's doing all these like fast lines on the piano, just make it sound so epic and dramatic. And then I love the way the song ends. It does this in the eyes of the bum 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 bum. It just does that short little riff at the end. It's such a killer riff. And I think they saved it for just that last 5 seconds of the song. So cool, man. All right, now the albums that are left here. I've got Long Live Rock and Roll and Rising left. So this let's see here. This may surprise people a little bit. My last song here, or my second to last song, number 2, is Stargazer. So for a lot of people, this probably would have landed at number 1. And don't get me wrong, the difference between really the top these top 3 songs are just interchangeable for me. But Stargazer, so epic. Ronnie, one of his greatest vocal deliveries of all time. The lyrics are fantastic. Ronnie's delivery is absolutely epic, incredible. The strings in the song, again, here's Blackmore playing some of these sort of more exotic kind of scale things. I love his guitar solo in this. He does this build up thing where he's building, and it gets higher and higher, and he does this last note where he's just like bending and it's going up, and you're like just on the edge of your seat, like waiting for this note to get to the top. It's absolutely incredible. The riffs in this are incredible. Cozy Powell, his drum thing at the beginning, completely epic. Oh man, just a fantastic, absolutely amazing song. One of the best, like, well-written, epic songs. And considering the era where this happened, you know, this is just really sort of ahead of its time, you know, predicting like sort of the epic metal and where Dio, you know, sort of would go with his whole style and everything. It really Dio really comes into his own here on these Rainbow albums. And for me, this song especially is just like such an amazing performance from everybody in the band. All right, so that leaves my number one pick from Long Live Rock and Roll, Gates of Babylon. Man, what can I say? Amazing song. The main riff in it, again, it's got sort of that exotic feel to it that Ritchie does so well. The Ronnie's delivery in it is fantastic. The lyrics are amazing. The chorus, "You're riding on an endless caravan," you know, it's just holy moly. And the guitar solo in this, oh my goodness, maybe my favorite guitar solo, one of my favorite guitar solos of all time. It starts off with Ritchie's incredible slide playing, and then that spot where everybody's just like holding the chords and the chords are moving around, and it's just this big like classical thing where Ritchie's playing all these like sweep lines and moving all over, and then the band kind of comes back in, and when the whole thing kind of comes at the end in a solo with that do 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 do, you know, to keep it so ominous, do 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 do, then it goes back into the main riff. It's just so incredible. What an amazing, again, when you put musicians this incredible together that can write songs like this together, you get just these legendary songs. Really, Stargazer, Gates of Babylon, it's really a 1 and a 1.1. You know, they're just so close to each other. It's just so hard to pick. But the guitar solo in Gates of Babylon is just absolutely amazing. So, all right, there you go. My 10 favorite Rainbow songs. Let me know, what are some of your favorite Rainbow songs, maybe your 10 favorite. Put them in the comments down below. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Go to Facebook. I have a page, Layer of the Alchemist, on Facebook, facebook.com/Layer of the Alchemist. Get on there so we can talk on there also. Leave some comments. And remember, until we see you again, stay heavy, stay metal.